Hey, what's up? How y'all doing, man? Happy Monday morning. This is another episode of Notable Prisons and the Inmates that Occupy 'em. I'm gonna need y'all to do a couple things. First things first, get that lighter ready. Secondly, give me some feedback in the comment section. Let me know where y'all from and, other ways to improve the channel. And also, can you smack the subscribe button? We are almost to 2,000 subscribers, and that's lit as hell to me. But anyways, let's get to it. We're going over to Connecticut to FCI Danbury, which is a low-security United States federal prison for male and female inmates in Danbury, Connecticut. That's operated by the Federal Bureau of Prisons, the Division of United States Department of Justice. The facility also has had an adjacent satellite prison camp that houses minimum security female offenders. So FCI Danbury, it was opened up in like 1940 with the purpose of housing male and female inmates. It housed several high-profile political prisoners during World War II, and including Robert Lowell and the civil rights activist James Peck were housed here for refusing to enter the military draft in the early 40s. Robert Henry best served most of his life sentence at FCI Danbury after being convicted of treason in 1948 for making propaganda broadcasts for the Nazis during the war. Screenwriter Ring Wardner, a member of the Hollywood 10, a group of filmmakers who were charged with contempt of Congress in 1947 for refusing to answer questions regarding their alleged connections with the Communist Party of the USA, and they served 9 months there. And also, FCI Danbury became exclusively for female inmates in 93. This was because there was a lack of space for women in the northeastern United States, and due to the growth in the number of female prisoners, in August 2013, the feds announced that FCI Danbury was going to be reverted to an all-male facility to alleviate overcrowding across the entire federal prison system. The female inmate population will be transferred to the federal FCI Aliceville in Alabama, which opened in 2013 and has over 1,500 low-security beds for female inmates. It was estimated that the change would be completed in December 2013. However, female inmates were not transferred to the other facilities until 2014. Okay, now let's get to these people. First off, we have Leona Helmsley, an upscale hotel owner and leading real estate investor in New York City, convicted of tax evasion in 1989 for failing to pay $1.7 million in taxes from 83 to 85. Known as the Queen of Mean for her tyrannical management style. She only served 21 months and she was released in 1994. Next we have Sun Myung Moon, leader of the Unification Church, convicted of tax evasion in 1982. The United States versus Sun Myung Moon serves as a landmark case involving taxes and religious organizations. He only served 11 months and was released from prison in 1985. Next, we have the one and the only, a true legend as far as hip-hop goes, Miss Lauryn Hill, Grammy Award-winning singer and actress, pled guilty in 2012 to not reporting over $2.3 million in income by intentionally failing to file tax returns for 5 years. But she only did 3 years, and I'm sure she still kept her million, so that's a win-win for a player. Now we have Piper Kerman, pled guilty to money laundering in 1998, authored Orange is the New Black, My Year in a Woman's Prison, which chronicles her time at FCI Danbury. The Netflix television series Orange is the New Black is based on her book. And Piper only did 13 months in prison in 2005. Next we have Teresa Giudice, star of Bravo television show Real Housewives of New Jersey. She and her husband Joe pled guilty in 2014 to bankruptcy fraud and mail fraud for lying to banks and hiding assets in order to avoid paying taxes on $1 million. Joe Guidance received 41 months, and Teresa received 12 months. Served a 15-month sentence and released December 23rd, 2015. Next, we have Alexander Salvagano, former owner of the Evergreen Resources, a fertilizer manufacturer convicted in 1999 of ordering employees to handle and dispose of cyanide waste without required safety measures. Received the longest sentence ever imposed for an environmental crime, serving a 17-year sentence scheduled for release in 2027. Damn. They tried to smoke Alexander. They really did. Next, we have Robert Pulitzer. He was the winner for poetry in 1947. Was an objector during the World War II, which this is the dude that I mentioned a little bit above. If you guys, that part. But next we have our Sister Ardith Platy, Dominican nun and anti-war activist, convicted of breaking into and defacing a Colorado LGM-30 Minuteman missile silo. And she was in prison until December 22nd, 2005, and served 29 months. Next, we have Sister Ping. Ching Chu Ping ran a human smuggling operation for New York City and Hong Kong from 1984 until 2000, when she was arrested in Hong Kong and extradited back to the United States. Transferred to a facility in Texas, and she died in 2014. Next, we have Bob Jones, Grand Dragon of the North Carolina Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, sentenced to a year in prison for an attempt of Congress, refused to answer questions or provide records to the House Un-American Activities Committee as part of its investigation into the Klan activity. Look at him. He held water. He didn't tell on his boys. That's what I'm talking about. I can salute that. Anyone that's not telling on their people, I can salute them, regardless of where they're from. Next we have, he was released in 1970, January. Next we have Ring Lardner Jr., an award-winning screenwriter sentenced to 1 year in prison in 1950 for contempt of Congress after appearing before the House Un-American Activities Committee in 1947 and refusing to answer questions about possible communist affiliations. And Ring only served 9 months. Next, we have James Peck, an activist and objector who served a 3-year stint in Danbury in 1940s after refusing to serve in World War II. During his time in Danbury, Peck helped start a work strike that led to the desegregation of the prison's mess hall. And James was released in 1945 after serving 3 years. Last, this wouldn't be the East Coast if we didn't touch on a mafia boss, right? Michael Mancuso, mafia boss from New York, convicted of orchestrating the murder of a rival mafia member. Sentenced to 15 years in 2008 and released after serving 12 years and 9 months in 2019. He's home. Welcome home, mafia boss Michael Mancuso. And I welcome y'all, and I appreciate y'all for watching. Let me hear something back in the comments in the feed section. Wait, I said that wrong. Give me some feedback in the comment section. Yeah, that part. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.